What's
Can you hear me?
up? I can. You're just the opposite direction.
Oh, am I? Okay,
Yeah,
hold
let's see if
on.
we can flip you around.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a
Okay,
second.
no worries.
Sorry, I was dropped on my head often as a child, and so I'm used to being disoriented. Okay, all right, hold on a
You
second.
used to being sideways. It's all
Okay.
good. I know with all these different platforms, whether it's horizontal or vertical, it can be confusing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And I'm a
they should all
little.
stick to one.
I know,
There
I
you go.
know. I'm a little bit of a techno peasant, so you'll just have to forgive me. Okay.
I think that was one of your stunt moves, right? You just did a stunt move for us all.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right, that'll probably have to do for now.
Yay. Well, thank you for being here. It's so lovely to meet you. I've never met you
Mm,
before, but I've
mm, mm,
heard you through the
mm.
raw grapevine, the coconut wireless. Yeah, so I'm so happy you could join us today. And for everyone that didn't hear me prior, Eli is a longtime raw foodist, natural hygienist, Stuntman, YouTuber, Mr. Flexible, So exactly. He's gonna do Jedi moves on this call. I love it. So what we're doing here is we've been doing all these vegan-led interviews to help encourage and promote people to go vegan, and if they're already vegan, to go raw. If they're already raw, maybe do a juice fast, maybe fast a little bit, just to start shifting and changing, not just on the physical but on the emotional, and how that affects them during this potent
Mm.
time right before Easter. So we are grateful to have you on here, and we'd love to hear your story. Kind of, who are you? Where did this begin? How did you get on this journey that you're on now?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for having me on your platform. It's nice to speak to new audiences, and that somehow you got wind of me through whatever connections you have, then
Yeah,
that's wonderful. That's flattering. And
Alex.
then, oh,
Alex.
okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, great. So, how did I get started with this
Mhm.
journey,
Yeah, about your
basically?
lifestyle. Like, have you always been raw? Like, when was that no, okay. So let's go
No.
to the beginning. Let's go how you got on this healthy lifestyle that you're on. When did that begin for you?
Right. So, I guess my initial forays into a healthy lifestyle, it all started with fitness. So, I got interested in gymnastics and martial arts when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and I played volleyball all through high school. I played 1 year of university as well.
Okay.
And so anyway, so fitness and activity and movement and the keen interest in combining gymnastics and martial arts together. So, okay, I was am a huge comic book fan.
Okay.
I read tons of comic books when I was a kid. So back in the day, comic books were filled with a lot of kind of virtuous examples of virtuous behavior. Yeah, there was a lot of that
Absolutely.
going on in those early comic books. A lot of like standing up for morality and being antagonistic to iniquity. Right? The comic
Hmm.
books were filled with these types of virtuous messages. So I got influenced by that, and of course, the artists make the bodies jump
Hmm.
and twist and tumble and all these incredible movement shapes and whatnot. That helped influence me, as well as some performers on screen in movies
Hmm.
and TV show. Well, not much TV show, but mostly movies. Van Damme was a huge influence for me.
Yeah.
I mean, who wasn't influenced by Van Damme
By
coming up
Jean-Claude
in the?
Van Damme. Come on.
Yeah, come
Even the
on.
girls were.
Everybody, everybody. Really, I mean, the guy was just so impressive. So, anyway, that got me interested in exerting a level of control over my body where there were no limitations, where I could just do anything with my body if I so chose. Any obstacles in my environment, didn't matter what it was, I could find some way to surmount them if I was ever stuck. Actually became very useful in a couple circumstances in my life. Um, but not that I wasn't kidnapped. But I've never
I
been in
know.
the
I'm like, well,
military or
what
anything.
happened?
Yeah, sorry, I just leave you guys hanging. I'm like, what the hell is he
Now you
talking
got to
about?
tell the story. Now you're in it. Tell the story or tell
Um,
part of it if you want.
yeah, in university, I got somehow, I don't know how, just don't ask how, but I got trapped in a squash court and I couldn't get out. The door was locked,
Oh
like
no.
it was somehow locked from the. There was no way out unless the person could run at the wall really fast, jump and climb and catch the observation deck, like way above.
Okay.
And so at first I'm like, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? Like I'm getting a pickup from school, get home, I'm going to be late. Like, how do I get out of this? There's no one
Hmm.
around me. I didn't have a phone on me at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell do I do? And then I'm looking, I'm like, I, can I jump and run and step off the wall and maybe bounce off this and catch that ledge and cut? And sure enough, after like a couple of tries, I caught it and like, oh my God! And then got out of the squash court. So I'm like, thank you, Lord. So anyway,
Wow.
yeah, so that
Wow.
stuff's useful
Wow.
from time to
You're
time.
like a, parkour slash Spider-Man type of guy from early on.
That was the inspiration. At least that was the inspiration.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, physically, I was doing all these things, but I was eating a standard Italian culture, standard American, standard Canadian diet, right?
Right.
So diet wise, there was a there was a lot to uh, there were many mistakes in the diet. Let's just say that, and I had a lot of symptoms. Nothing that was severe enough to land me in a hospital, but enough to make me really start being frustrated with what I was experiencing and
Mm.
starting to wonder like how human life shouldn't be like this, existence shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
And those frustrations, I guess, served as whatever motivation or impetus to start learning, start taking control of my own understanding of
Mhm.
health and basically the world around me.
Yeah.
And so I got influenced by several different authors and speakers and hygienists and natural hygienists. Once I got onto the right page with them, and it was really I don't have a horror story or a very a wonderful coming from the depths of despair. Like I was missing my entire shin and I was
Come
800
on.
pounds and I had a gopher growing out of my face. And it was just the dog. I don't have that story. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden I just
You were
became, this person. But
right. You're a regular dude that's like, I want to be healthier and I'm
that's it.
already athletic. I want to excel more. That makes sense.
Yes. It's interesting with me because I came from literally the opposite dimension. So most people have to go through what I just described. The gopher growing out of your face and you're defecating through your eardrums and like, well, all the nonsense, right? So they have to really mess up. And once they've come down to the pits, there's no other choice left but you know,
Yeah.
God, faith, and I'll do anything. The doctors have ruined me. You know how it
Yeah.
goes, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm coming from the opposite, where I'm this big, buff, lean, athletic, flippy dude, like very well conditioned. Okay, so I have nothing really to gain by reforming my diet and quote
Mm.
unquote restricting my diet to only appropriate foods. Right? It's not really
Hmm.
restriction. It's just playing by the rules.
Right.
But anyway, but at that time, that's probably what I would have imagined restriction, right?
Right.
So
Right.
I've got apparently like overtly to the casual observer, there's nothing for me to gain. Like Eli, you won already. Like keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing. So that battle is very tricky because reforming my diet and going through exactly what your group is going through for Lent, right? Whether it's mono cleansing or water fasting or whatever, some sort of cleansing, some sort of imposition of the rest principle in the physiology.
Hmm.
Once those conditions are imposed on the body, the body starts cleaning itself out, and it doesn't care what your subjective preferences are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to do what natural intelligence deems is correct for your body in order
Mm-hmm.
to unfold the best inner quality from you. Okay, and thus revealing itself in an outer quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming from, this normal worldly mindset of eating and whatever, super fit. So the only thing for me now is to get temporarily um, weakened, lose weight, and,
Mm-hmm.
and have all these things happen to me that take away from my stimulated level of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that I think, so with me, I think the ego battle was something that was far more potent than
Mm.
someone coming from the opposite end, from the opposite end of the spectrum. They have their own issues that are more difficult to surmount than mine. But
Yep.
for
Yep.
me, because I had a lifetime of being accustomed to being able-bodied, moving, dominant, winning competitions, winning athlete of the year, that kind of thing. So I've got all of this making impressions on my psyche now. So you can imagine that aspect was much more difficult for me than it might be for somebody who's got the gopher growing out of their eyelids, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The ego's
Absolutely.
gone at that point. They're like, whatever, I got it. I'm
Whatever.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
So it's a different battle.
Yeah.
So as much as I didn't have that battle, I had another battle that was equally challenging, right? Now I've got to
Mm-hmm.
deal with the world who's come to understand the world, excuse me. My circle of friends and family, okay, not the world.
The
Nobody
whole world. I
knows who
love
I
it.
am. Okay. So so I've got to deal with that
Yeah.
and the person that they have come to know and understand, and now slowly start transforming that person in a way that looks like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just losing it all, like I've lost the plot,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a big ego challenge, and I had to be very well versed in philosophy and understanding and principle of nature, and like I had to know very concretely what I was doing, because in that situation that I came from, any doubt would have ruined me.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be as confident as a landscape, as a mountain, and know exactly what I was doing. And regardless of what happened to my physical body, I knew that if I was putting into practice principles of creation, of life, of nature, if I was putting into practice those principles,
Mm.
then I had to ignore what was happening with my physical body and have faith in those principles that they would produce a certain effect. And that period of time where those changes are happening, those reconfigurations are happening,
Yeah.
that's when most of us just drop the ball and say, screw it, back to butcher box we go,
Yep. Yep.
and whatever. And back to all the old habits, because I don't know, for many reasons. The social life is too hard. Everybody's telling me something that they don't. They're worried about me.
Yep.
The family's worried. The friends are concerned.
Yep.
All of it, right? All the noise, right? Oh, I'm losing weight. I get all this question all the time. Eli, how do I adopt a raw food diet? I want to go eating like fruitarian, high fruit diet.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't want to lose any weight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, run it by me again. What do you want? Right? Yeah, I wish I could fly too, but
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, I'm bound to this earth with the rules that are imposed on physical life on this earth. I can't do that. You can't do that. Nobody can.
Yeah.
Nature is the one of the first things that nature is going to do when you put a new set of healthy conditions, when you impose new healthy conditions into your system, the very first thing it's going to do is get rid of excess. Guaranteed, 100%. You can take that to the bank. That's always going to happen. There are not
Mm-hmm.
going to be any exceptions here. So you can take my word for that. Test it
Yeah.
if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's always going to produce the same result. Nature is going to take away excess first. That's the
Yeah.
first priority. And what that looks like is weight loss or if people are coming from a place of not understanding, it looks like muscle wasting. It's not muscle wasting. It's waste wasting. it's
Yeah.
it's waste disposal, right?
Totally. It's
Yeah,
taking the
if
trash out.
taking the trash out. Yeah, taking the
Yeah.
trash out. If your house weighs X amount of pounds, and then you take out all the trash that's been accumulating for months and months and months, it'll weigh X minus Y, right?
Yeah, and
So
I love that you're saying this because there are so many people, I mean mostly men, that says like, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to lose weight. You hear that all the time, all
yeah.
the time. So having someone like you share this is so inspiring
Hmm.
because you did it. And look at you. And you're strong and you're healthy, you know, like tell me a little bit about that weight loss, or I guess you could say taking out the trash.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Was it like pretty hardcore? Was it easy? Like, can you share a little bit about that?
Hmm. Well, I'd grown into a, luckily, because see, this is one of the advantages of physicality, of having exercise as a staple in your lifestyle. It trains the mind in a certain way, and it creates and it cultivates a quality of discipline, of steadfastness, that is hard to emulate if you don't have any fitness in your life whatsoever, right? So it does something to your mind. It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It gives you a strength and a confidence and conviction.
Mm.
So this is an absolutely major advantage for me now, okay, when it comes time to making this transition into this lifestyle. So when I started, I had already, because of those, I guess those qualities that had been instilled in my mind, or that I'd
Hmm.
created, one or the other. Because of that, I'd already started playing the detox and cleansing and wellness game prior to the shift
Mm.
to raw food. At the time, all fruits. So like when I
Okay.
started this lifestyle, this raw food lifestyle, honestly it was fruit only for quite a
Mm.
while, and then well, it still is really. It's just that the other stuff on the menu is there.
Yeah.
I choose it very rarely, but it's mostly fruit. Okay, I'll just say it now. Cut right to the chase. I eat pretty much fruit all the time. Okay,
Cool.
all right. Don't model yourself off of that. Don't just hear that and go, oh, I should do the same thing. No, don't stop. Don't be silly. Okay, just there's a progression here. Okay?
Hmm.
Um, all things in life develop. They don't just spring into fruition immediately, right? The
Yeah.
oak tree doesn't become an oak tree overnight from a
Yeah.
seed, right? There's development. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So the point is, I was already logging in detoxing and fasting and some little micro cleanses. Again, very much like you guys are doing right now. The exact same thing.
Hmm.
It's eating apples for 3 days, eating
Yeah.
watermelon for a couple of days, right? And then water fasting, 36 hours, 40 hours once a week, right?
Nice.
Every week without fail. Because remember, I had a very disciplined
You're
mindset, right?
disciplined. Yes.
Yeah. Um, So I was already coming from that background for a good number of years, like 7 years. I gave up restaurant food. I gave up bread, meat and dairy and cheese and whatnot.
Mm.
That was
Mm.
easy. That was such a no-brainer to give up. Like
Mm.
I'd gone my up until that point my lifetime as a full-blown Italian meat eater.
Yeah.
And literally overnight, just like I woke up, just decided like, no, this doesn't work
Wow.
intellectually and using my faculty of reason. I can't come up with any good solid reason why I would or should be doing this based
Mm.
on a whole number of things. Therefore, I shouldn't do it. And if I give it up, I'm going to become a better human being. So,
Mhm.
boom, flip the switch. Woke up the next morning. I was a vegan, and there's
Wow.
never been a relapse since that time. It was
Wow.
easy. It was
Wow.
it's
And how did
crazy.
you feel? How did you feel when you switched, not just on the physical, but like on the emotional too? Did something shift inside of you when that happened?
Relieved for
Mm,
one thing. Relieved for one thing because I knew that that would start to work in my favor, and I wasn't contributing as much to the lifestyle practices that were causing all the irritations and symptoms that I was experiencing. So I knew that this would help. It definitely wasn't going to hurt me. I knew that for sure. I knew the only thing is that it was going to help. So I was relieved at first. And then when I started to feel better, certain things started to clear up, skin conditions started to alleviate slowly. I'm like, oh, this is
mm,
kind of working, right? And then I just stuck to the game. Now, as if it's hard to do that, guys. If we take meat products off of the table, the amount of options you have in raw food and cooked plant-based world, the options are dizzying. You have so many bloody options. You could literally eat something completely different every single day for an entire year and still have options left to satisfy. Like,
mhm.
it's just unrelenting options, right? So for that reason also, it was easy. It was a joke, right? To
Mm,
satiate myself. Are
mhm.
you kidding me? It's child's play.
Yeah.
Potatoes, squash, corn, rice, whatever. All these like
Yep.
dense starches, all the veggies I could possibly eat. I can make smoothies, nuts and seed. Easy. It's such a joke, right? Such a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, sorry, I didn't mean to rub off. For me, I'm giving you like insight into how it was in my mind, right? For
Yeah. Yeah.
me,
Absolutely.
personally, it was extremely easy. A, because I was informed. B, because there's such a stupid amount of options available. Like, it's so easy, right? All I
Yeah.
have to do is go to the grocery store and pick what I want, bring it back home and prepare it and eat it.
Yeah.
It's a joke, right? I'm not a chef. I'm not a chef. I've never had a day of culinary craft school whatsoever. But I have this, like I have my mouth, my palate, like I've been able to suss what I like. So I just go to the grocery store and buy that. Just buy the things I like and prepare them at home. It was easy. I didn't need any schooling, although I could have benefited, but I just didn't need any to at least get by for sure.
Yeah.
And I was thriving. Like I felt phenomenal. People would always comment. Okay, so anyway, I was to encapsulate. I was coming from a good place already before I
Yep.
made this transition to what I'm doing now. Okay, to get back on track, and so when it came a time for me to make this transition to virtually an all fruit diet. Um, Leafy greens every once in a while whenever I felt. I wasn't dogmatic. I didn't say I
Mhm.
must never eat vegetable. I'm not that person. That'll ruin you, being too dogmatic. But but it was just rare, and I didn't mind because that's what the physiology was telling me to do. So I didn't start freaking out because my macros didn't align with
Mhm.
corporate funded values that reflect nothing but population averages. I,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
that, that doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. I don't care what your RDA says for vague nutrient that may or may not exist. I'm gonna do what God intended. I'm just gonna use my senses and find food that
Mhm.
resonates, and that's your job's done after that.
Yeah.
Everything else, Mother Nature takes care of.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I had enough faith to do that, and within the first week of me doing it, despite physical changes happening, like, for example, in most part, weight loss. That was one of
Mhm.
the first things I noticed because that, again, like we said, that's just how nature operates.
Mhm.
If you don't like it, you are welcome to come on by and you can cry on my shoulder. And I won't care, right? I won't be sympathetic. I might just like, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm kidding. But anyway, I'm just being silly.
Yeah, it's fun.
But just, nature doesn't care. Just nature doesn't care what your subjective preference is. So weight was coming off, and I had to have the right mindset to just okay.
Yeah.
Losing every. I was a hard gainer. I was like slim, very, very, very skinny as a kid.
Hmm.
Very skinny. So every single stitch of muscle that I put on, I had to work my ass off to get that. So now it's disappearing faster than a cheesecake at a body positivity
Hmm.
conference, right?
Hmm.
So I can't believe I just said that. It's disappearing fast. Okay, rewind, cut, edit.
Yeah.
It's
No.
disappearing
We're
fast.
live. It's good. It's good.
It's fine. Okay. Well, I'm screwed. Okay, whatever.
This is the beauty of the lives. We just share, and whatever happens
Right,
comes out. It's great. It's
right,
perfect.
right. This is live. Yeah, I'm so
It's
used to doing
authentic. It's
pre-recorded.
real, you know?
Right, right. Okay, all right. I can do the unexpected. Oh my God, he's punching. Why?
Yes. Yes, you already moved the camera with your Jedi modality, you know? So yeah. So
So
keep sharing. You're talking about you had the
the
weight
weight
loss,
loss.
and then
Yeah.
what came out of that? Like, how was that emotionally? I want to hear like how emotionally that was for you, because
Mm,
people talk about the detox also happening on that emotional level, and having you know patterns or different characteristics about ourselves start to show up, start to release. There's often cries, those things happen. So did you have any of that mental, emotional detoxification as well during that process?
hmm.
Or did you have tools that helped you in that, whether it was
I
meditation
did
or?
have. Yeah. Let's see. I did have a couple of tools. Hammers, baseball bats for people that were making fun of me. Those came in handy. Um, but other than that, not too much. Again, just being silly. Uh, Not too much. A, a couple tools that were the only tools I needed. Books. Time,
Mm,
just copious amounts of books and reading. That
mm,
was my weapon of choice. That's what
mm,
I needed. And
mm.
that's really all I needed. I had nobody nobody to ask questions to, and I'm sure they existed. I'm not saying that they weren't around. I'm not a pioneer of this,
Mm.
but it just seemed that there was literally nobody I could talk to. Right? I was quite alone
Yeah.
in this, and so I had nothing. Whenever things came up that I was curious about, I had my faith, I had
Mm.
understanding of principles, and I had more reading. That's it. That's all I had.
Beautiful.
And but it was enough. It was
Yeah.
more than enough. It
Well,
was
the
more than
first
enough.
one you said faith. Like
Hmm.
that's huge.
Yeah.
Just having that faith that everything's gonna be okay, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everything's, and that faith comes from an understanding that everything is not created in vain. Everything is not created randomly. There's none of that, right? None of that. All the world is an incredible, intelligent design. And when we're talking about design, if the word design, it implies a designer, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Things are designed meticulously and wonderfully and beautifully, and they coincide with one another and they conjunct with one another. They work together. Everything's a symbion with everything else. And it, it, to imagine that all of that is just the result of chaos, no, come on, like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
chaos. Okay,
Yeah.
I take a bomb. I go over to someone's house. I throw the bomb into the basement of the house. It's a massive bomb. Okay, not just a wussy bomb. A massive, but it just blows up your house. What are the odds that after it blows up, a beautiful mansion, is standing in its place? Zero, zero. That's chaos. That's what chaos. The odds. It could happen that just this beautiful ornate,
Yep, yep.
resplendent mansion. Hey, I don't know. I'm not God. I can't. The odds are so stupidly unlikely, though. And so when you see all this meticulous order out there, you have to come to certain conclusions, right? And so it's this kind of philosophical understanding that allows us to have faith in what's happening, because there are certain principles at work, principles made and codified by whoever created the whole game. And so the trick in life is not to discover your own thing. It's to rediscover what already exists and has existed from the beginning of when it all started, right? So anyway, that being said, having faith in myself was the same as having faith in the order and structure of a tree. Same thing, right?
Yep, yep.
If I can see the order out there, it must exist in all of this, right? It must, because I'm part of the same world. I'm part of the same thing. So I have to have faith in these things, and it would be intellectually silly of me not to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and just for the audience listening, if it sounds like I'm being a little arrogant, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to say. Um, again, I have to reiterate, I'm trying to, through how I'm describing this, invite you into my mind and describe personally what was happening in there. I'm not. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just.
no, it's great. It's great. You're walking people through your process, which I
Yeah.
think is really great for people to hear and to understand, because a lot of people who want to take this journey, all those fears can come up of what's going to happen to me. I can't do this, but you sharing about your faith and sharing about reading books and getting wisdom, getting that knowledge to be able to do it is huge, because it
Yeah.
gives them those tips and those tools on how they can do it as well. How
Right.
they can, whatever is in their heart going, you're giving them that pillow to rest on. Exactly. It's here. It's the here.
Yes,
It's
that's
the
it. Yeah,
heart.
it's right there.
Yeah, yeah. So this is great. I love that you're sharing this. And how long was that process for you to till until you felt like you were at the point where you could be, gain back weight and get
Right.
strong?
Right.
Like,
Right.
was that like a long period of time, or was it pretty quick?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a while. It was a while.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by a while? Almost a year, maybe even slightly more. But no, I like 8 months, 8, 9 months, something like that, before the real unpredictability of things started to slow down.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I have to define that so you guys aren't guessing. When I say when I say unpredictability, what does that mean? What was I experiencing? In most part. So I was lucky. Like I said, I'd already put in a lot of work prior to, right? If I do this, my hands go off camera so you can't see.
Yeah.
Prior to, right? I'd put in a lot of work. So the symptoms were not nearly as severe as they might be for someone who doesn't put in that work ahead of
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so in the most part, the thing I experienced was dips in energy, right?
Mm.
So as the tissues are reconfiguring, making all these changes and fumigating cells and vessels and joints that are harboring all of these waste products that we onboard from a fairly childish and unconscious diet, right? Then and again, I know that sounds like I'm being judgmental. I'm not, but I'm a stickler for calling things what they are. You guys understand? I don't play the political correctness thing. I like to give things correct labels.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I speak like that, please understand, I'm not, my intention isn't to come down harshly and be judgmental, which is a whole other thing, that word in itself.
Right.
It's meant to accurately label phenomenon, characteristics, concepts, right? I try to use
Mm-hmm.
different words so that they're correctly identified, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, we we eat an apple, we eat lettuce, we eat a carrot, but when we eat cow, we call it steak, right?
Right. Right.
Why? Why? Because we naturally want to divorce ourselves from an accurate label. We're eating a dead cow, but nobody sells dead cow. They sell
Yeah.
steak, veal,
Yep.
cutlets. What the F is a cutlet? You're eating a body part, a rotting body
Yeah.
part, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
accurate labels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Okay.
know some people would call, like pork, pig ass. Like you're
Yeah.
eating a pig's ass.
Right.
That's what you're eating. But if you label
Right.
it like that, who's gonna
Who's
buy
gonna?
it?
Yeah. Oh,
Who's
that's
gonna buy it?
bad marketing.
Yeah. How many people are gonna go to the slaughterhouse and then go pick
Yeah.
their cow they want, slaughter it, and eat it? Very,
Yes.
very rare. Very,
It.
very rare. And when you do,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I had that before where I went actually on a field trip to a slaughterhouse when I was like 14. And I was like, what?
Mm,
This is what happens? Oh my, I mean, and the fact that they brought the kids in to like go and watch that, because they want it to be, I guess, normalized,
right.
right?
Right. Right.
Normalized. If this is normal, this is normal behavior. But
It's
then
normal.
they're, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I know I digressed a little bit there,
it's
but
okay.
uh,
You're
in
good.
in terms of like symptomology, it was mostly energy dips. Yeah. Sometimes I would feel like, oh gosh, I really can't go to the gym. I'm not feeling as strong today. And that's because, like I said, it's because of the changes, the reconfigurations. Your whole metabolic machinery is it's like workers are being fired. Sections of the factory have to be closed down. Maybe a new one opened up. Maybe, like it's all this stuff, all these renovations, right? And when all of that work is getting put in, yeah, it takes energy, and it takes energy away from you because all this work has to be done. So you feel like, oh god, usually I'm accustomed to working out now, but I'm just, oh man, oh, the diet must not be working, I'm out of here, give me butcher
Yeah.
box, right? Like that. So people have to know that this is happening.
Yeah.
This is just the natural process, and this is alchemically going through the fires of purification, and forging your body and mind into something new, into a more sublime product, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it takes, and it takes consistency, like sticking your hand in a fire and it burns. Ah, geez, I'm not doing that again. Well, in this case, it's like, oh my god, it's a bad example because in that case your hand is damaged forever, okay?
Yeah.
So the analogy completely falls apart in that department, but you understand what I'm saying. You have to stay the course, you have to stay disciplined, and you have to understand what symptoms are telling you, are revealing about the process. Okay, nothing comes without challenge, stress, struggles. Like calluses develop on your hands, not for no reason. They develop so that you can adapt to gripping things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just gripping and hard work, right?
Yep.
Um, and that adaptation is a good thing. But at first, it might feel sucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might not feel nice. Ah, my hands hurt. Ah, God. Well, screw it. I'm never going to work out again.
Yeah.
No, no, keep working out. It'll get easier and better and better. And then the gifts will start to pile on, and more gifts will come because of that dedication, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so luckily the symptomology wasn't too bad. It was mostly energy dips that was the issue, uh, and the weight loss and the social issue, the social ramifications. So
Right.
my mind had to be very, very, very solidly integrated into what I was doing my whys were ironclad. Like I knew why I was doing it, absolutely with no question. I knew why I was never going to a restaurant. I knew why I'd given up all the other stuff. I knew why if I go to a wedding, I'm not just going to say, ah, screw it, it's a wedding, I'll just eat everything. No, no, no. Just like, bam, stick to my guns, stick to my principles, because the reasons why are very compelling for my mind. For my mind.
Yeah.
So,
It was
so
your
yeah, that's,
motivation. It was your
yeah,
motivation.
yeah,
How to stay on track. And I think that's important for people is to have and to find that motivation,
yeah,
whether it's from here or it's from an outsource, whether it's from family or friends, whatever it might be, whatever that motivation is, can keep you doing it.
right, right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, and for me, there's also the thing of like, I'm a prideful guy. I have a lot of pride and confidence, right? I don't like knowing that I'm being actively fooled by someone who's more intelligent than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that doesn't sit well with me. I love the fact that there are people that are infinitely more intelligent than me. That of course is not a bother. But that someone is manipulating me and lying to me and getting the better of me, that is different, right? I don't like that. I don't like the fact that there are some Cosmo dweebs in lab coats that are designing food chemicals that are hijacking my system and making me slave to a lower aspect of me against my will, right? I don't like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, I way too much pride for that. I'm the master of this ship, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's that. There's that motivation. I don't like I don't like being lied to. I don't like being manipulated. Okay, I I'm personally insulted by the fact that what I don't know, a piece of chocolate has more control over my decision making than my God-given mind, my conceptual, reasonable, reasoning mind. All of that raw power to do things and master your environment and master your destiny, that is overcome by chocolate.
You know,
That is that's, I don't know about you
it
guys.
is.
That's insulting as hell to me.
Well,
So
well,
yeah.
well, I think that people don't get that what is that chocolate actually, who is actually wanting that chocolate? Are we really talking about the chocolate or are we talking about what's wanting the chocolate? That's what's in control.
Oh, you clever girl. You clever, clever girl. Yes, yes, very well put. Yeah, that's a great question. Who is actually wanting, in this case, chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Is it your higher mind? Is it coming from a place that is serving all aspects of your being? Or is it coming from some lowly stimulated instinctual drive that is merely programmed to make you survive? And it's very good at that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything that stimulates you, your lower centers go, yep, take me right there. But we as human beings, we have this cognitive sense now. We have this gift of a mind, and with that, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to rein in and shackle the instincts and make very, very moral, conscious choices as to which instincts to act on at which times and which instincts are inappropriate to act on at certain times. Animals
Mhm.
do not have this ability to make this distinction. They can only act on the instinct that is more potent at the given time. The most potent or more compelling instinct at the time, they just act on it because
Mhm.
they don't have a choice. They're missing this entire faculty. But now that we have this faculty, you have more obligation and responsibility piled onto you to discriminate against which instinctual actions you take, because there's now the agency of morality. There's this moral judgment center that exists, that now you are a player in, you're a game player in that structure. So it's a whole different level of consideration.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So all of this is. is informing and is helping me stay the course, right? Tying it back to what I was originally talking about. All of this is helping me stay the course against the onslaught of concern and worry and, you know, family, and just that you, oh, you should eat this, you should eat this, I really think you should eat this, blah blah blah, are you sure you're okay, blah blah blah, work,
Yeah.
friends, oh my god, what happened to you, where's the rest of you, that
Yeah, yeah,
comment
yeah.
every single day, where's the rest of you, oh, you're losing weight every single day. I'm sorry, at this point I would be inside out if I was losing weight every single day,
Yeah.
like people always would tell me.
All the comments. Yeah.
Just all of it, just dealing with all of it,
Yeah.
just constantly dealing with all of it. You know,
And but then they see the aftermath, and I'm sure after it, now they're probably like, "What do you do? What do you do? Like, how, can you help
right,
me?" You know, they're coming
right,
back to you because, you know, now
right.
you're a different person.
Yeah. So then there's the shift, right? So I have to deal with that constantly, unrelentingly for a long time, months and months and months and months, years. Okay. At some point, at some point though, something starts to give, and then people start to notice, oh, he isn't wasting away. Some of my good friends were
Yeah.
like, they were just adamant, adamant that I would develop conditions like
Mm-hmm.
thyroid conditions, diabetes. They're like, man, like you just okay, don't
Yep.
listen to me. Just wait. Freaking 10 years later, my insulin sensitivity is like, it's perfect, great. Nothing, just nothing of the sort, right? So at some point, people start to notice this guy seems like he's doing pretty well. Uh, my mobility, this is when I started getting more and more into mobility and flexibility, because the diet started to loosen things up and it started to liberate my tissues from
Mm-hmm.
soreness and aches and whatnot. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well I should keep going with this. And so people are starting to see this now, and so things change, and all of a sudden all of the jokes and the ridicule and whatnot, it slowly started to turn into respect
Mm.
by many people. So you transmute it, but the only way that happens, let me say that again. The only way that happens is if you're consistent, if you stay the course. You cannot have this lifestyle, this hygienic lifestyle, this lifestyle where we're in line with natural principles. It does not work 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't bisect the fence with either leg, because the middle of the fence will go straight through your perineum and there's going to be blood everywhere. You have to be on one side of the fence. Okay? Choose. Do you want the cake and the cherry, right? Okay, fine.
Have it.
Have that, right? Have that. But you can't just start doing this and, oh, I don't want to lose weight though. What do I do, Eli? Well, don't take advice from me, for one thing. I don't know why you want a consultation from me. I'm not gonna be able to help you at all. Right? Like a
Yeah.
couple a couple people, like that was their query, and it's straight up, I'm like, oh, you're looking for someone else. I can't help you.
Right. Right. Is that what you do now? Now that you've gone through that shift, are you a one-on-one coach? Like, how do you help people in this world now?
So two ways as of right now. Um, my YouTube channel. So just putting up lessons, whatever I feel is the most
Mm.
constructive for people to hear. Then I'll put up videos that I think serve that. And sometimes, like, I'm a little bit silly. Okay, I'm a little bit silly. So sometimes a video is just fun, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for fun, right? I'm human. Okay, just bear with me. All right, allow me that freedom. So sometimes I'm just having fun, but yeah, most of the time it's because I want to teach you something. And typically, even if I am having fun, I will sneak some sort of lesson in there.
Mm.
So there's that. There's my YouTube channel, and then consultations as well. Yeah. So, and it's not exactly set up and structured like like a hard business, because I have I have my career in stunts, and I do all my own editing. Like, I don't have any team at all.
Got it.
Everything on my channel, all the editing, it's all me. So
Awesome.
there's a big time commitment to managing all of these aspects of my
Right.
life,
Right.
plus all the training that I choose to do and want to do,
Yeah.
but also I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So keeping up with all of that, right? So there's a bunch. Needless to say, yes, I do consultations. People can reach out to me whenever they feel like they want some one-on-one time,
Mhm.
and but it's not set up as a business. It's a very informal thing. Email me, we'll set up a time,
Yeah.
typically,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
But the the advantage that so far I hear in feedback is that the perspective that I come from, I think for a lot of people that I work with, is refreshing, because
Mm.
they're tired of going to the nutritionist who's just gonna freaking blitz them with all the supplements in the world for
Right.
whatever their condition is. They just look into the book. Oh, this condition is treated by this herb, this powder, this supplement. Okay, here you
Uh-huh.
go. That's $10 million and your pancreas, right? They're
Yep.
tired of that, so they come to me, and then my approach is just unbelievably simplified, and they're like, oh, yeah, I can manage that, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's
I
easy.
think that's where I'm of service,
Awesome.
and yeah, that's it. So YouTube channels and consultations, essentially. Right?
Amazing. And
Yeah.
tell me a little bit too about
Mm.
your stunts and like your silliness. Like I want to hear about this stuntman show. I know we only have about like maybe like 5 to 10 more minutes because I got a 9 month old baby that only can like have about an hour away from me. I know. But I want to hear a little bit about that. I want to hear about the stunts and you kind of remind me of some actors. So I'm super curious as to like if you work, you said you work on like different movie shows. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know right now. The actor that I might remind you of is one of the most dashing and handsome and charming actors that has ever existed. So whoever that is, that's who I remind you of. Okay, and if that's not what you were going to say, then please say it. But it's it's a lot of fun, and because it's always something different. There's always a novelty associated with whatever work I'm hired to do. So I don't know. One day I'm in a dinosaur outfit, shooting lasers at munchkins running around. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not, you might think I'm making that. You might think I'm making that up. I'm not. And then Tuesday rolls around, and I'm a zombie, like just climbing out of a grave or something, right? Another day, getting mauled by an animal. Another day is just some fight beats, driving a getaway van and swerving,
Wow.
like swerving through the streets, or maybe so. There's always this challenge and novelty, which I really like, and it tests your ability to be calm under circumstances that you don't have complete control over. Um, I have to work with actors, so very very often I'll get paired to do fight scenes. Let's just say with an actor.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a coordinator who knows me very well, and I've worked together with very, very often, then they understand the background that I'm coming from, and so they can trust that I'm not gonna hurt an actor, which is very very important. If you're a stunt
Yeah,
coordinator and you know that you have an actor that you have to care for this action scene,
yeah,
you have to be very careful about who you pick to do this complicated action scene with the actor, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, because once you're in performance mode, you want to perform, right? You need to make it look to the camera like you are actually like you are actually fighting and trying very very hard, but you also can't hurt your partner.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's you know, I say that's like this catch-22. So you want me to kick him as hard as, make it look like I'm kicking him as hard as I can, but don't?
Right.
How the F do I do that, right? So yeah, so it's a tricky thing. Sometimes there's an enormous amount of pressure.
Mm,
So can you deal with that pressure, right?
mm.
We don't have any good takes. We have one last take. That's it. You've screwed up all the rest of the takes prior to. If we don't get the shot, then you've ruined the scene,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the next 3 minutes are being burned and wasted if you don't do your job properly.
Oh my goodness.
No pressure.
That's a lot of pressure.
No pressure at all. The entire cast is silently waiting behind the camera, right? Just watching. Maybe it's just you and someone else, or maybe just you. Just watching, right? Whole cast, director, producers, everyone. Okay, yeah, Eli, you ready? I'm like, yes, right? So you have to. There's a lot of pressure sometimes,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
these are all very interesting and novel challenges, and um, it's worked for me. I love it. And what the main advantage for me is that it gives me time.
Mm,
So it's not the typical 9 to 5 where I'm working, you know, all week, every week. You know, if you have several shifts a month, then you're okay.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
allows me to have whatever life outside of that. And so I
Mhm.
can dedicate and devote to what I'm doing with you right now, all of this stuff, all working in the health community, just making
Yeah.
content for people for nothing, for
Yeah.
like I haven't asked for anything yet, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, so it gives me the opportunity to do that, and that is very 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 intrinsically rewarding. So when I hear feedback from people um, telling me, you know, people I don't know, they send me a message, hey Eli, by the way, if it weren't for you, da 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 da, and then I'm just transfixed, like, oh, I had
Mm.
no idea I was making this change, right? That this is this is like spiritual gold, right? It's such a good feeling, and yeah. So anyway, it's a great thing, and having the career I do, it helps me do that.
Helps you give you that freedom to be able to do
Yeah,
other things that you love and to support and serve. And
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
have such a I love your story and thank you so much for sharing it. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who can relate to, you know, just being a guy and like not wanting to lose weight, wanting to
yeah,
like be strong and to be fit and know that it is possible on this lifestyle to
yeah.
still maintain that strength, that activeness, that vitality for life, you know,
Hmm.
and it's rare. So I appreciate you, you know, sharing with us not just your story and inspiration, but that drive that you have for life and that discipline that you have to succeed. And, you know, it really shows. So I appreciate that about you.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. That's very sweet of you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Um,
welcome. And so should people follow you on Instagram? What's your YouTube link? What's your email? How can they get in touch with you?
well, for one thing, they shouldn't follow me. No, don't. That's a bad idea.
Well,
But if you're compelled, then you can. Yeah, I do have an Instagram. My main platform is YouTube. So
cool.
if you go to the Free Melon Society on YouTube, that's the channel. Or you can just plug in my name, Eli Martyr. There aren't many of those running around on YouTube, so you'll find me. But the Free Melon Society is the channel, and then in the description there's all the details for all the other ways that you can get in touch, platforms and whatnot. There's a Facebook group and my Instagram as well, which
Cool.
the Instagram is more so just for like little snippets and chunks of lifestyle that I put up, and then YouTube I save for like the lectures and the talks and all that stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again. It was so nice to meet you.
Oh,
And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. I'll be sharing some clips here as well, and then I'll share you the longer version if you want to put it up on your YouTube or however, whatever you want to do with it. But
oh,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah, we'll definitely share everything with you your way. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone who's jumped in. We had some questions, but we were so deep in our in our
Oh,
conversation
did
we
we?
didn't get to
Oh,
them.
shoot.
But it's good. Someone said that you look like Tom Cruise. I don't know if you were ever stuntman for Tom Cruise, but someone said that.
Really? Tom Cruise?
Yeah,
Oh,
someone
wow.
said Tom Cruise right after you said that. They said
Oh,
Tom
come on.
Cruise. Yeah, yeah,
That
that's
is
funny.
not the first, that is not what I would have immediately guessed. I mean, I'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll take it, but
yeah,
that's funny. But
yeah.
you know what? Whoever made that comment is probably just trying to make me feel good, right?
They're laughing. They go laugh my ass off.
They're like, he doesn't look anything like Tom Cruise. Tell him he looks like
I
Tom
mean, he's
Cruise.
not
It'll
Steve
make his day.
Carell, like, come on. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Elay. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone who joined us. We'll see you guys all very soon.
Thank you so much. Okay.